Hello, I'm Logic Bunny, and come with me down the rabbit hole of knowledge.
Ever felt that history, with all its dates and names, can sometimes feel like a dusty, forgotten attic? A place where old stories just sit there, gathering cobwebs, waiting to be memorized for a test, rather than truly understood. It's easy to feel disconnected from it, to see it as a boring obligation, not an exciting journey of discovery. Many of us have felt that subtle fear of asking dumb questions, or the frustration of encountering conflicting information online when trying to satisfy our natural curiosity. But what if I told you that history is actually bursting with mind-blowing stories, incredible events, and even awesome unsolved mysteries that even some historians have overlooked? Imagine history not as a flat timeline, but as a giant, intricate puzzle box. We often only see the polished lid, the well-known narratives, but inside there are countless hidden compartments, secret messages etched into ancient artifacts, and even inventions that were centuries ahead of their time, just waiting for a curious mind to discover them. It's like peeking behind the curtain of the universe, much like those incredible videos that show us the cosmos is far more complex and amazing than we ever imagined. History, with all its human stories, is exactly the same. Today, we are going to move beyond just learning facts. We are going to become history detectives, sharpening our critical thinking, embracing logical inquiry, and truly connecting with the spirit of discovery. Our mission is to uncover 5 truly forgotten historical events. These aren't just obscure footnotes. They are pivotal moments that, once illuminated, will fundamentally change how you see the past, offering you a deeper understanding of human nature and the forces that shape our world. Prepare to have your mind expanded, to feel like you've unlocked a secret level of knowledge, transforming your perspective from a casual observer into that of a true historian. Get ready to question everything you thought you knew, to connect the dots between seemingly unrelated events, and to see why understanding these forgotten moments is not just an academic exercise, but a key to understanding our complex world today. Curiosity is our superpower. Mind-blowing facts await. It's time to explore. Sometimes, the most profound lessons in history emerge from the most unexpected, even bizarre, events. Imagine, if you can, a warm winter afternoon in 1919 Boston. Suddenly, a terrifying rumble, a sound like a distant cannon, rips through the air. Then, a dark, viscous wave, not of water, but of thick, sticky, sweet molasses, surges through the streets at 35 miles per hour. It sounds like a strange dream, but for those caught in its path, this impossible vision became a deadly reality. It was a moment of sheer terror and unimaginable chaos, a sudden wound inflicted by something so ordinary. What could cause such a sweet substance to become a destructive force? This wasn't magic. It was a devastating lesson in the principles of engineering and the delicate balance of scientific forces. The heart of this disaster was a colossal storage tank, holding over 2 million gallons of molasses. To understand its failure, we must embrace logical inquiry. Was it the temperature of the molasses, warmed by the sun, causing expansion and increased pressure? Was it the quality of the steel in the tank itself, perhaps too thin or weakened by poor construction? Think of it like a bottle of soda that explodes when shaken too much, but on a massive, tragic scale. The forces of pressure, material science, and even the simple physics of a fluid's density combined to create an unimaginable tragedy. The aftermath was a desperate struggle, with rescue workers wading through waist-deep molasses, every step hindered. The legal battles that followed were monumental, a historical CSI episode unfolding in court. Lawyers and engineers sifted through evidence, examining steel fragments and eyewitness accounts, all trying to discern the underlying principles of what went wrong, to find the why in the chaos. This bizarre, forgotten event, however, was not without its profound impact. The Great Molasses Flood, with its sweet sorrow, led directly to stricter building codes and more rigorous safety regulations in engineering. It taught us that even the most benign substances, when mishandled or poorly contained, can become instruments of destruction. This story reminds us that every scar on the landscape of human history, every painful lesson, holds a sacred wisdom. By understanding these past mistakes, even sticky ones, we learn to build a safer, more resilient future, ensuring that the echoes of past pain guide our present actions. Ever wondered why some bridges stand for centuries while others crumble? It's often because of the silent lessons learned from events like this. What other everyday substances, if not handled with care and scientific understanding, could hold unexpected dangers? It's time to explore. Have you ever felt an urge so strong, so overwhelming, that it consumes your entire being? Now, imagine hundreds of people in Strasbourg, France, in the year 1518, seized by an uncontrollable compulsion to dance. They danced for days, for weeks, some for months, their bodies moving relentlessly until exhaustion, hunger, or even heart failure claimed them. This bizarre dancing plague was a very real, very painful historical event. What on earth could have caused such a strange, collective madness? This baffling phenomenon invites us to become true historical detectives, applying logical inquiry like a scientist diagnosing a mysterious illness. Was it a strange form of food poisoning? Perhaps from a contaminated rye fungus? Was it a calculated act by a peculiar cult? Or was it something far more intricate, a potent blend of fear and desperation manifesting as mass hysteria? We delve into the historical accounts, sifting through sparse records, trying to piece together a coherent narrative from fragmented whispers of the past. It's a real-life mystery that makes you question the incredible, sometimes terrifying, power of the mind over the body. To truly understand this enigma, we must step into the shoes of those living in 16th century Europe. This was a time of immense hardship, famine, disease, poverty, and deep-seated superstition. Logic Bunny guides us through a world where people often attributed unexplained events to divine wrath or malevolent spirits. This contrasts sharply with our modern scientific understanding of mass psychogenic illness, where psychological stress and social factors can trigger widespread physical symptoms without a clear, organic cause. The surprising truth about the dancing plague is that it teaches us a profound lesson about the incredible power of collective psychology. It's a stark reminder of how intense stress, societal anxieties, and shared beliefs can influence human behavior in truly unexpected ways. This forgotten event shows us that not all historical illnesses are what they seem. Some are complex echoes of a society in pain, a collective wound expressing itself through uncontrollable movement. Ever wondered why stories of mass hysteria still echo through history? It's because the human mind, in its intricate connection with social and emotional landscapes, holds vast, unexplored territories. What's the weirdest historical event you've ever heard of? One that truly challenges your understanding of human nature. It's time to explore. Imagine a moment when confusion, fear, and a simple misunderstanding spiral so wildly out of control that an entire army, poised to face an enemy, instead turns upon itself. It sounds like something from a tragic comedy, a bewildering nightmare, but this is precisely what unfolded for the Austrian Imperial Army in 1788, near the town of Karansibs. They were preparing to engage the Ottoman Empire, a formidable foe, yet, in a bizarre twist of fate, they accidentally launched a full-scale civil war against their own comrades. How does an organized military force, trained for battle, simply lose its mind and descend into such a devastating self-inflicted wound? The chaotic events of that fateful night began with a small group of Austrian hussars scouting ahead. They encountered some locals selling schnapps and, after purchasing the liquor, refused to share with a contingent of infantry who soon arrived. A drunken brawl erupted, shots were fired, and in the darkness and confusion, someone yelled Turks. The cry echoed through the camp, spreading like wildfire, igniting a devastating chain reaction of panic and mistaken identities. Soldiers, unable to see clearly, began firing at shadows, at sounds, at their own brothers in arms, convinced they were under attack by the enemy. It was a colossal game of telephone gone terribly, lethally wrong, a breakdown in communication so profound it led to fratricide. This incredible blunder serves as a powerful, albeit painful, historical case study in the principles of critical thinking and the fragility of organized systems. Analyzing the sequence of events from the initial skirmish to the army essentially disintegrating before the real enemy even appeared reveals how crucial clear command, disciplined communication, and a calm assessment of facts are, especially in high-pressure situations. It's a stark reminder that even the most well-intentioned plans can unravel when logical inquiry is abandoned in favor of fear and assumption. The Battle of Karansibs, though often forgotten, teaches us an invaluable lesson about the intricate dynamics of human organization. It highlights the critical importance of discipline and clarity in any collective endeavor, whether it's a sports team, a scientific research group, or a military force. This historical narrative, this moment of collective bewilderment, echoes through time, reminding us that understanding such absurd mistakes helps us discern the underlying principles of effective teamwork and leadership. Ever wondered why clear instructions are so vital in any project? It's because the cost of misunderstanding can be immense. What's the funniest misunderstanding you've ever been a part of? One that, thankfully, had a much happier ending. It's time to explore. Imagine a conflict so peculiar, so utterly unexpected, that it pits an entire army, armed with machine guns, against a flock of birds. You'd think the outcome would be obvious, right? Yet, in 1932, in the vast, sun-baked plains of Western Australia, farmers were losing their wheat crops to thousands of migrating emus. The Australian government, in its wisdom, dispatched soldiers with powerful firearms to solve the problem. What happened next is a tale of military strategy being utterly outmaneuvered, not by another army, but by nature itself. The emus fought back, and they won. Yes, you read that, right? The emus won a war against humans. This wasn't just a funny anecdote. It was a fascinating, if embarrassing, lesson in adaptive behavior and the limitations of brute force. The soldiers, accustomed to human warfare, struggled against an enemy that was agile, unpredictable, and seemingly immune to conventional tactics. Emus, large flightless birds, moved in scattered formations, running at high speeds, making them incredibly difficult targets for mounted machine guns. Their strategy was simply their natural instinct for survival, a testament to nature's resilience and human underestimation. It's like watching a nature documentary where the supposed prey becomes the unexpected victor, challenging our assumptions about who holds the real power. Logic Bunny guides us through the historical context, a time when Australia was grappling with economic hardship and farmers desperately needed a solution. Military reports from the time, often tinged with frustration, detail the challenges. The emus would scatter at the first sign of danger, regrouping elsewhere, exhausting the soldiers and consuming vast amounts of ammunition with little effect. It was an exercise in futility, a poignant reminder of how complex problem solving truly is, especially when dealing with the intricate patterns of the natural world. This war is a humorous yet deeply insightful look at human-wildlife conflict and the limitations of imposing our will upon nature without true understanding. It teaches us that sometimes the most effective solutions aren't always the most obvious or the most powerful. It's a quiet wisdom, reminding us to observe, to adapt, and to approach challenges with a spirit of discovery rather than just brute force. Ever wondered why some of humanity's greatest technological advancements still struggle against the simplest forces of nature? It's because true understanding requires humility and careful observation. What animal do you think would win in a fight against a human? If the human was limited to only conventional tools, it's time to explore. Imagine holding an ancient, fragile book, its pages filled with intricate drawings of plants unknown to science and a flowing, elegant script no one can read. This is the Voynich manuscript, a true historical enigma. For over 600 years, scholars and code breakers have tried to crack its secrets, but it remains a complete mystery. What profound wisdom does this unreadable book truly hold? We'll explore its bizarre, whimsical illustrations, unknown flora, astrological diagrams, and tiny, bathing women in strange systems. The mysterious script, unlike any known alphabet, still shows patterns consistent with natural languages, not random gibberish. Is it a lost language, a coded message, an elaborate hoax, or something even stranger? It's like a historical whodunit, where the book's silence has been its greatest secret keeper for centuries. Logic Bunny highlights the known facts. Carbon dated to the early 15th century, its journey through history is documented, yet its origin and purpose remain shrouded. We'll examine leading theories, from a medieval pharmacopoeia to a complex astrological text, weighing the scant evidence for each. This process of logical inquiry, of assessing possibilities against the absence of proof, is the very heart of true historical and scientific investigation. This manuscript, offering no easy answers, reminds us that even in our age of information, profound mysteries persist, waiting to be solved. It encourages critical thinking about evidence, understanding the limits of our knowledge, and embracing the enduring power of the unknown. It shows us that some questions are meant to expand our minds, not just be answered. Ever wondered what it truly means to unravel a centuries-old secret? It's a call to the spirit of discovery, a recognition that the quest for knowledge is endless. What mystery do you wish you could solve? One that sparks your curiosity and makes you question understanding's boundaries. It's time to explore. So, here we stand, having journeyed into the overlooked corners of our past. We've witnessed the terrifying sweetness of the Great Molasses Flood, a stark lesson in engineering. We've pondered the unsettling rhythm of the dancing plague, reminding us of the profound power of the human mind and collective emotion. We've learned humility from the Emu War, where nature's simple resilience outmaneuvered brute force. And we've gazed into the silent, enigmatic pages of the Voynich manuscript, a timeless symbol of humanity's enduring mysteries. These aren't just strange tales, they are echoes of human experience, each holding a sacred wisdom. Remember, being a true historian isn't just about memorizing facts. It's about nurturing that deep inner curiosity, that insistent why. It's about digging for evidence, connecting the dots between events, and discerning the intricate human element behind every story. Think of it like building a complex machine. Each historical event is a piece of a much bigger, fascinating picture, and your critical thinking is the blueprint. Just as a careful biologist observes an ecosystem, these forgotten events show us how the past holds profound lessons for us today. They gently remind us that the pain of misunderstanding, of feeling overwhelmed by complex topics, can be transformed by the light of inquiry. This channel is a space for that transformation, where the spirit of discovery blossoms. As you step away from these stories, I invite you to a small, symbolic practice. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine history not as a straight line, but as a vast, ancient forest. Each grand event is a towering tree, but beneath, hidden among the roots, are these forgotten tales, whispering their truths. Take a deep breath and hold in your heart one of these mysteries that resonated most deeply. Let it sit there, not demanding an immediate answer, but simply nurturing your curiosity. Let it remind you that the quest for knowledge is an ongoing, intimate conversation with the world. What other forgotten event, what other overlooked whisper from the past calls to your curious heart? Let us know in the comments below. If you found solace and discovery in this journey, give us a thumbs up, share it, and most importantly, subscribe to join Logic Bunny on our next profound adventure into the past. It's time to explore.